Relationships in the family. The family unit was instituted by God. It was designed to be a stable cell in which men, women, and their children could express the principles of the kingdom of God. The family was to enable the multiplication of the human race and also the spiritual growth of all its members. Today, however, this family cell has broken down. Instead of being as God intended a stable base around which society can develop, the family has become a fragmented institution which has far reaching crippling effects on society as a whole. If God's principle for family life are re-established, then the family can once again to be a stable foundation for life that it was designed to be, and this will allow each members in it to have a strong protection from the troubled world in which we live. God has ordained special relationship rules within the family that each member must adopt for the family unit to function successfully. God's family unit. First is Christ, the head of the husband, Lord of the family. The second is husband, head of the wife, chief authority over the children. The third is the wife, the helpmate to the husband, is expected to submit to her husband and is secondary authority over the children. And the fourth are the children. The relationship between husband and wife. First, God should be the priority of a husband and wife individually, for God is love. The second, husband should lead his wife and lead God's love. Third, wife should have reverence and in submission to her husband. For as they draw nearer to God, so they draw nearer to each other. The husband's rule. First, he is to be head. The husband is to be head of his wife, just as Jesus is the head of the church. This is a God ordained position, it is God's divine order. The husband is God's delegated authority over his wife and children. This is a rule of responsibility and authority. The husband lives under the authority of Christ, and he is responsible to Christ for the headship and care of his wife and family. As head, he is to stand before God to seek the mind of Christ regarding the spiritual, emotional, and physical needs of his wife and family. He is also to pray God's protection and blessing on them. It is not a matter of feeling unworthy or incompetent, but seeing that this is the husband's rule. He is to function as a priest for his family. He should represent God's authority to his family. He should give spiritual direction to his family, bring godly discipline, and also make the salvation of his whole family a primary concern. If the husband lives as he should, then God will honor and bless both of him and the family. Second, he is to love his wife. This is a command, not an option. The word for love here is agape, and this is a self-sacrificial love, just like the love Jesus showed when he died for us. This type of love demands right behavior and is not just based on good feelings. First Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4 to 8 shows us this type of love. Love is patient, kind, unfailing, etc. These are qualities the husband should possess. It is the sacrifice of self. So many marriages fall short of God's best because the husband takes his wife for granted and does not continue to behave in a loving way towards her. He is therefore failing to carry out his God ordained relationship rule. The husband is to love his wife as himself. Just as he would do everything possible to look after himself, so he is to do everything possible to look after his wife. Third, he is to feed and care for his wife. God had made women so that when they marry, their desire will be for their husband and his rulership. Women are also more emotionally sensitive than men. Therefore, the husband has the rule before God to meet the practical and emotional needs of his wife. He must give her loving attention, communicate with her, and be romantic because his wife will need this. Husband, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. Fourth, he is to praise his wife. The husband has the role of pastor to his wife to enable her to develop her natural talents as well as to see that she blossoms in her spiritual ministry. Although the husband has authority and responsibility over all that takes place within the family unit, he must fully respect his wife's sphere of duty and competence. In this sphere, it is his place to provide broad oversight, leaving the immediate responsibility and authority in her hands. To God be the glory. God bless you.